Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to get started. We would like to welcome all of you to the first Team Tuesdays webinar series. My name is Kristen Lenig, and I am the Central Field Director for Special Olympics Pennsylvania. I will be your host today during this webinar. My teammate, Haley Fuzak, is our Special Olympics Pennsylvania Manager for Marketing and PR. She's working with me on this call. She will be moderating the webinar and assisting with communication through our chat feature, which I see some of you have found. You are all muted for this call and your videos will be disabled. At the end of the call, we will inform you how you can ask any follow-up questions that you may have. However, throughout this call, if you have any questions, please use the chat box on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Haley and myself represent Team Inspiration. We were formed to connect with all of you and share helpful and motivational content that can keep us on the right path to continuing our mission during this very uncertain time. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to present this webinar series to you and feature several guest speakers today on our call. We're first going to start things off with Matt Aaron, our CEO and President of Special Olympics Pennsylvania, and he would like to say a few words to start. Go ahead, Matt.
Hi, everybody. I hope you can all hear me and see me on your video now. There we go. Thank you, Haley and Kristen, for setting up the call today. And thanks to all of you for joining us. I see that we have more than 60 people logged in today, which is great for our first call. And I hope that all of you will find these not only helpful and inspiring, but that you'll encourage more people to join us in weeks to come. So as Kristen was just sharing, we are putting these calls together very specifically to help keep people connected during the crisis. And I want to start by thanking so many of you for what you're already doing. The folks invited to join these calls are members of our management teams around the state. And I know that many of you are constantly reaching out to our volunteers and reaching out to our athletes to stay connected with them. And in a time like this, when we're all stuck at home, that's so important. So I want to thank you for what you're doing. And I want to also encourage you to please continue doing that, to stay in touch with people, make sure that nobody gets left behind, make sure that if anybody has any needs that we're aware of those so that we can help. And in the unfortunate event that one of our volunteers or one of our athletes does get infected with the virus, we do want to know that information so that we can assist and so that we're aware of the situation. So please keep the lines of communication open. And as we get into the call today, Kristen's going to be sharing and introducing the rest of our speakers. But since this is our first call, I wanted to take just a moment to talk briefly about what the intent of these calls is, and also what perhaps more importantly they're not about, so that we're all on the same page in terms of expectations. So the reason we set up these calls is to help all of you stay connected, hopefully to inspire everyone, and to just share some good stories about the things that are happening out there. There are lots and lots of great things that are happening, keeping our athletes engaged, keeping our volunteers connected, and many of you are the ones coming up with those great ideas. And so we wanted a forum where we could share some of that. So that's what we'll be doing later on this call. But what these calls are not about, they're not intended to just give informational updates. So for example, I hope by the end of this week to be able to share more information with you about summer games, but that's not what we're on the call for today. And similarly, I know that as we move through this crisis, there will be lots of questions about how we can get back into resuming training and competitions, about what we can do about fundraising events. There will probably be lots of questions, and in some cases there may be issues or problems that you're having, and we want to know about those, and we want to be helpful in finding solutions to those. But that's also not the reason for this call. We do have some existing forums that I believe on Thursdays there is a hot topics call with the field team, and that's one of the channels that we've set up to make sure that we can share information and also address questions and concerns from you at the local level. But certainly if there are questions or concerns and you've not had another avenue to address those, please use your field directors as that conduit, because we do want to know about the issues and we do want to be a helpful resource. That certainly includes typical Special Olympics questions and issues, but it also includes any issue related to an athlete or a volunteer. So for example, if there's someone out there who needs food, that has nothing to do with Special Olympics, but that's important, and we want to know about it so that if you don't have the resources locally to help that individual, that we can find some resources and make sure that we address those needs. So regardless of what the needs are, we want to know about them and try to address them. And that's really how I wanted to end my remarks. On a staff call that we had recently, I was really inspired. We took a few minutes at the beginning of that call and we just went around the staff team, and I asked everybody who was willing to share to offer up a thought about what they're grateful for. This is certainly a challenging time, and there are lots of reasons to be concerned about things, but there are also some real bright spots and some things that we have to be grateful for. And with this many people on the call today, we can't really go around and ask everyone, but I'll share with you one of the things that I'm most grateful for, and that is we've talked for years and years about the SOPA family, and this crisis has shown me that that is more than just a saying or something that we talk about or aspire to. Special Olympics Pennsylvania really is a family, and so I'm grateful for that. I see it every day, and I want to thank all of you for being part of that, for taking care of our athletes and volunteers around the state. So with that, let me turn it back over to Kristen and Haley. They're going to introduce our speakers today. And so, I'm sorry, I guess what I didn't finish was telling you what these calls are intended to be about, and that is sharing some inspiration, some great ideas. And to get that started today, we have a couple things coming up for you. One, sharing some information about our Unified Champion School program and how they're staying connected with each other and some of the activities that they're doing. And then the second thing is we wanted to talk to you about the virtual Beaver Stadium Run coming up this weekend, and hopefully many of your athletes and many of you, our volunteers, will participate as well. So thanks, and back to you, Kristen and Haley.
Hi, everyone. I think Kristen is having some trouble with her audio, so I am just going to jump on. And Matt, thank you for kicking us off. And I would now like to introduce.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
I would like to introduce our group from Bald Eagle Area High School. We have Erica Milliron, a special education teacher and head coach for her UCS bocce team, and she will be joined by two of her bocce players, athlete Thomas and unified partner Alyssa, and they're going to share some of their experience and how they've been staying connected during this time. I know Thomas was having a little difficulty getting in, so once he joins in, we will make sure we feature him on the video. Erica, would you like to take it from here?
Sure, happy to do that. All right, Alyssa, are you with me?
Yeah, I am. I'm here.
Okay, great. And Thomas is hopefully joining. He's having a little bit of trouble. We have Zoom meetings as a team, but it's a little bit different process to enter the meetings than it was today, and it's been a little confusing for him. So I know he's still working on that. But we'll go ahead and get started. So I will talk. I've been a teacher at Bald Eagle Area for 16 years. And the entire time that I've been a teacher there, Special Olympics has been in our school. We hosted the Special Olympics state floor hockey tournament. We hosted it back starting in 1998 or 1999 when it was a regional sectional, and then it turned into the state tournament was hosted there. And I was the advisor of that club that hosted that, the Leo Club. I was the advisor of that for, I think, 12 of my 16 years as a teacher. And so I got to be a part of the floor hockey tournament. I'll let Alyssa talk in just a minute about her involvement in that for many years. And I got to work with the kids at Bald Eagle as we organized that event and hosted that event. And I was always so proud of our school and the kids and how they volunteered in mass and how they came out to really represent what we believe at Bald Eagle about how we treat people. And then Indoor Winter Games came about, and that's an awesome event, but they took floor hockey from us and they moved it to Indoor Winter Games, and we were really sad. And all I kept thinking was, this is such a great opportunity for our Bald Eagle kids, and they're losing this. And then Special Olympics came and said, but we have something better for you. And then they brought us unified sports, specifically unified bocce. So before we talk about moving into unified sports, Alyssa, I'll let you talk for a minute because you were part of the floor hockey committee when we still had floor hockey. So do you want to talk about that experience and what that was like for you?
Yeah, sure. So it was very different from anything I've ever done before, but I had so much fun with it. It was just like 2 days of nothing but laughter and happiness. And my job was to work at registration. So me, along with 2 other committee members, worked at registration and got everyone registered and told them where to go and where their meals would be and how their day was going to work out. And everything was just great the whole way through. And then I think my favorite part was being able to go at the end and watch the awards and watch how so many people were cheering for all of the athletes. That was just very heartwarming for me, and I think everyone else there. And that everyone got an award and everyone left the day happy and proud, and that was really great.
Awesome. And yeah, you were involved for a long time with that. And then Special Olympics came to us and said that they had unified sports, and that was actually it was Valentine's Day of 2018 when we met as a school, and it was an automatic yes, we'll try this. And we started as a spring trial program that year. We did the 6-week April to May trial program in 2018, where we basically learned what bocce was, learned how to play. Special Olympics kept saying, we want you to have 2 teams. And I'm going, am I going to be able to have 2 teams? Am I going to be able to get 8 kids? And I ended up with 12 kids that year. And we played for 6 weeks, and we went to our first match and got crushed. We had really not a concept yet of what we were doing. And then from then on, it has been a great experience. It's been a great thing for Bald Eagle Area in the way it has changed our school. That inclusion revolution hashtag, I say we live it every day at Bald Eagle because the change that it has made has just been incredible. You really can't put numbers into numbers or words into what has happened there, but you see it in what we're doing. And Alyssa has been part of our team last year, our first full year, and this year, and she's a senior, so she's graduating here in May and going through all of those senior emotions right now with everything that's going on in the world. But she's been part of our team for 2 years, so she can kind of talk about our team, Alyssa, and how you guys have bonded over these 2 years.
Yeah, so I've never been a part of a sport that I felt like everyone involved was a family. And when I joined bocce, it was very different because I had no idea what unified bocce was or how the sport was even played. And so the first couple practices was kind of like, oh, getting to know everyone. We played a few name games and stuff, and it was normal. But within the first even week of practice, every single person on the team was part of a family, and that was something really great. I always wanted to go to practice. There was never a day that I did not want to be involved. And the days that we didn't have practice, I was hanging out with my athlete friends in lunch and in the hallway, and every single day it was just like saying hi to them and being friends. And I made friends with so many people on the team that I never thought I would. And then there were practices where we wouldn't even practice for half the practice because we laughed forever over funny jokes or throwing a shoe in the ceiling or so many different things that went on. We spent most of our banquet last year just talking about stories that happened during the trip to Hershey and practices and stuff like that. And it's friendships that I'm never going to lose. I'm going to have friends like them for the rest of my life. And I'm really grateful for that.
That's right. And you were part of that state championship team last year that won. And so we got those great opportunities where we got to go to Hershey to participate in states. And then we got to go back to Harrisburg to be recognized at the Capitol. So we got to do a lot of different things as a team last year that led to a lot of extra great stories and memories and all of that stuff, which was really cool. And I think that other people in the school get to see those friendships. Would you agree, Alyssa, that other people see what goes on with our team?
Yeah, I think everyone noticed for sure, especially last year when we made it as far as we did. They could see how big of an impact our team was. And everyone in the school was very supportive of us. And I think that that's great. I mean, when we came back from states, there was a parade waiting for us at the school. And I think that a lot of friendships outside of the team were even made because of our bocce team, which is great.
I would agree. And then we were having a great year this year. We qualified for states again. Our blue team did. And then because of everything that's happened, those, of course, were canceled. And we're happy that everybody is home and safe. And that's what we want. But we were sad to kind of lose those connections. So, Alyssa, do you want to talk about some of the things we've done since March 13th?
Yeah, so we have like almost every week we do a Zoom meeting with the team, which is crazy. Everyone gets on Zoom and we're all talking at once and we all just try to catch up as much as we can. Sometimes they go into 2 hours long because we don't stop laughing about each other and things that go on. So that's a really good way to stay connected. We have Instagram where we post a bunch of memories and pictures of us from the years, where everyone can go on and look at that. A few of us email each other using the email that our school gave us, which is really nice. We can catch up and talk. And then we have a Snapchat group chat where we can go on and just say hi and whatever we feel like talking about throughout the day. So we stay in touch pretty easily.
Yeah, and I was glad that you brought up there about the email too, because not all of our team members have social media. Some of our team members either aren't allowed to or choose not to, and we don't want them to feel left out of our connections. And so they've been able to join in our Zoom sessions, although I keep getting messages. Thomas is struggling and a little frustrated right now, but he's normally able to get onto our Zoom sessions, and he's been emailing some of his teammates, and that's been important because we want everybody to stay connected. That was one of the things, and we even gave you guys the option at the last one because we're ready to start school now officially as online learning this week, and we were afraid that you guys would be overwhelmed with everything going on. And so when we suggested last week, oh, maybe this should be our last one, you guys were like, no, we want more. We're still doing this. So it showed us that as the coaches that this is really important to you guys, that we all maintain these relationships, because I think we've always said this is our most favorite part. When you look back, Alyssa, at what you remember, what is going to be what you take from this?
the family and the friendships, like for sure. Winning states was awesome and playing the sport was great, but the friendships that I made are going to last forever, and I will never forget that, and I will definitely stay in touch.
Absolutely. And that's that family that you just said. We use that word all the time for our team. We're a family, and we want our family to stay connected over this break. So that's what we've been doing. So Kristen, I think that's kind of a wrap up, and I apologize that Thomas wasn't able to join us. He is trying his best there, but I think that's the report from Baldy Galeria.
Thank you so much, Erica. That was great listening to both of you and talk about the connections that you guys have and how you guys as well are a family. We will try, as the call goes on, we will try and see if we can connect Thomas. Erica, you can definitely keep working behind the scenes to see if we can get him on. And before our webinar is over, if he's able to get on, we can definitely save a couple minutes for him to speak about his experience as well, just so he gets to be included in the call. Okay, great. So we'll move to our next caller. Thank you very much again from Bald Eagle Area High School. Our next caller, or speaker, excuse me, is going to be Craig McCoas. Craig is our Vice President of Development here at Special Olympics, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the Beaver Stadium virtual run.
Hi, everyone. For having, I'm still muted. Am I on? There I am.
Good, Craig.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to everybody and say hello from my bunker here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I've been asked to speak about the Beaver Stadium Run. As most of you have heard, this year, due to the coronavirus situation, we had an opportunity in front of us a challenge actually in front of us. So what did we want to do? Did we want to postpone, which was not an option? Did we want to push this event out potentially to the fall? And also another positive option. And it was decided, let's keep this tradition, going into its 11th year, a tradition alive, but make it virtual. Let's use this opportunity to grow this event in different ways and engage people in ways that we just couldn't do in the past. So many of you may be aware this event has raised over $400,000 each year for the last 5 years, with over 2,500 participants each year, and we were on our way to reaching those goals again this year. But then, with all the changes, we had to flip the switch again and go in a different direction. Historically, this event has engaged local programs and folks outside of the Center County area, but in a very limited way. You all have other activities, fundraising activities, training, and competitions going on, and then just the geographical distance between State College and your home just may have limited your options to participate. This year, we have a chance to do things together. Virtual is allowing us to all come together this week. Think about this week on social media. If you're already a participant and you've signed up, thank you. If you haven't, sign up, because there's an opportunity this week for all of us to come together and spread joy. As you know, Special Olympics mission statement includes the word joy in it, and that's part of all of what we do. And it's the athletes that bring the joy, but our mission is to help do that. Imagine social media on fire this week with stories of joy as people participate across Pennsylvania, across the country. People can sign up anywhere and participate in the Beaver Stadium Run. With so much negativity, stress, and worry going on, we have, again, an opportunity to come together and build a positive message and remind people of why they were involved with Special Olympics prior to the world flipping upside down a lot, but also reminding people of the positive message that Special Olympics brings. Just a couple quick ways that you could get involved. So as I mentioned, we were on our way to achieving our goals for this year, and we're solidly sitting in place financially thanks to a couple of our longtime partners, namely Sheets, who is our presenting partner for this event, and they were on board immediately with this event staying in place and becoming virtual. We currently have about 1,600 participants signed up for this event. We would love to see more this week. I challenge everybody to think of ways that you can sign up and get others to engage in this event. Love to see a couple hundred more. It would be great if we can get to 2,000. Again, think of social media on fire this week with the message of Special Olympics going out all over the place. So here's the way you can get involved. So the event itself is still on April 19th, but we have this whole week. This started on Sunday. We're looking at people to go out and get active and participate in the virtual run or walk. So what does that mean? So you register and sign up, and you can walk all week long or run all week long, and show that your support and your engagement in this event by posting on social media, hashtag stadium run, so that we know that you're out doing it, or tag Special Olympics Pennsylvania, or participate on Sunday. It's an honor system. We just want people to get out, engaged, and activate, and be included in something positive, as I keep using the word. From a fundraising standpoint, if you don't know, there is an opportunity for local programs to participate in this as a revenue share, which is 75% of the net goes back to the local program. Athletes can participate for free. That's always been the situation. I don't know if that's been clearly understood. When you go to register, when you get to the portion where there is the fee, you would plug in the code ATHLETE. We have details of that on our webpage, and we can certainly follow up with more information after this meeting. We also look for you to share, get the information out, post it on social media, email it out to friends, let family members know there's an opportunity for everybody to come together, certainly within social distancing rules, and to engage around this. And then tune in on April 19th. We will be doing a Facebook Live, YouTube Live program, trying to replicate this as much as possible as the real physical Beaver Stadium Run program and event run. We have a lot of dynamic videos that folks have taken up in State College showing the route, and actually with a surprise ending. As you can see, I'm on the field there, maybe, sort of. Virtually, I'm on the field right now. But the run ends at the 50-yard line with Franco Harris high-fiving all the participants. Franco will be joining us as well, along with Sue Paterno and some of our corporate partners during that live stream video show on April 19th, starting at 11 a.m. If you have any questions, please go to stadiumrun.org, or you can contact me. Haley, Kristen, I don't know if you want to just share my contact information after, or I can put it in the chat box as well. Or if anybody has questions, I'll stick around at the end, but we would really love to see folks engaged. Again, there's an opportunity to get fit, get active, connect with folks, reconnect with old friends virtually, and get out and support Special Olympics Pennsylvania.
All right, thank you so much, Craig. Sure. We all definitely appreciated his background there, looking like he is on the field at Beaver Stadium. Very themed there. We're going to stay on the same topic here of Beaver Stadium Run, and hear the personal experience from Sue and Meg Ritchie. They are from Blair County, and they are the team captains for the Blair County Steppers, who is the team that's going to be participating in the Beaver Stadium Run this year, the virtual run. They are also on the Blair County management team. They are outreach coordinators. Sue helps a lot with the program in different sports as an assistant coach, and Meg is one of the unified partners in Blair County as well. So they have a lot of involvement, and they're going to talk to us a little bit today about their experience with Special Olympics and how they're going to be managing this virtual run. Go ahead, Sue or Meg.
As Kristen said, I'm on the management team, and we are from Blair County. I got involved in Special Olympics 3 years ago as a unified partner, just in bowling to start out. And I have loved it from the very beginning. It's been such a positive experience. It doesn't matter what kind of a day I have. I can go to a practice or competition and feel better, because being around these athletes and feeling their positivity really changes things. But my absolute favorite sport that I participate in is unified bocce. I have been to Villanova twice, won silver and gold there, have had incredible experiences. Look at the camera. We have had experiences outside of Special Olympics. I'm involved with ARC, a lot of our athletes this year attended the Night to Shine, the first ever held in Altoona. There was about 20 of our athletes there. It's such a passion for me. I can't wait to get back into competing and being with our athletes. As far as how we're virtually staying connected, where our local ARC is actually doing Zoom calls twice a week, where I get to see some of our athletes. As far as the Beaver Stadium run goes, we have a team, the Blair Steppers, which I'm proudly the captain of. I just put another thing out on Facebook this morning to get our athletes who are on Facebook, which we don't have that many, to try to get them to sign up. We went last week and shot a couple videos of us virtually walking to help out. So
Megan has her stadium run shirt on from whenever we did it 2 years ago. Special Olympics just means so much to our family. We were spectators before, and we had a friend, Jane Burgett, that she kept telling Megan, please get involved, get involved. Well, it took her a while, but once Megan got involved, that was it. And then, of course, they got me involved, and my husband, he's Megan's one-on-one.
Because I need help physically, I can't.
Yeah, Megan is a unified partner because she doesn't have any intellectual disabilities, so she can't be an actual athlete, so she's a unified partner. But it just means everything to us, and we're sad that we're not going to be able to do the Beaver Stadium run, actually be there, because it is an amazing experience. I mean, you can't even express how much fun it is and how much good it does for the athletes. But we'll have fun doing it virtually. And like Megan said, we've done videos, and she's been posting on Facebook, and we're trying our best to get more people involved so they can see what it's like virtually, so that next year, whenever we actually have it, they can come down and be involved physically at it. But like I said, Special Olympics, it's just our family now. I mean, we just love it. We love everybody in it. And Megan and I are on the management team, so we try to help out as much as we can, but that's about it.
All right, thank you so much, Susan and Megan. Thank you for that input. Very inspiring and motivating to hear your story, as well as all that you're doing to participate in this Beaver Stadium virtual run. I think the very common theme across the board here today has been about family and how important Special Olympics is to our families, as well as us being a whole family ourselves. And we couldn't be a family without all of the athletes and volunteers that make it such a successful organization. So our last speaker on our series today is going to be Carolyn Kushner. She is our Manager of Volunteer Services at SOPA, Special Olympics Pennsylvania, and we'd like her to talk briefly about our volunteers and her work that she does with them. So Carolyn, we'll pass it off to you. Carolyn, can you still hear us? We don't have you on video yet. Carolyn, can you hear us? We're ready for you to start. Okay, why don't we move on to the next person? Now, Haley, I believe Thomas might have been able to join. So if we have a chance, I don't know if he's on the phone right now, maybe we can at least hear him and see if maybe we can get his video started as well. He did just want to say a couple words if he was on the phone. Thomas?
Finally, I'm here.
Hi,
Hey,
Thomas.
Thomas. Good to see you, man. What are you wearing around your neck there?
I'm wearing my medal.
You're wearing your medal, and what is that from?
It is from the Unified Sports. It's from one of the games we had.
Absolutely. Your team was the regional champs this year, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that a moment you're pretty proud of?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Proud as it'll get.
All right. Yeah, look at you. And you're wearing your state champ shirt from last year?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're feeling pretty good. Thomas, do you want to talk about what being part of the Unified Bocce team has meant to you?
Being a member of the bocce team, it means a pretty good deal. It actually means a pretty good deal because, I'm not exactly incapable of sports. I'm definitely capable at other sports, but I think I like this the most because I also like to be a part of a team, and it helps us like try and catch up with the other teams and stuff. Help us reach out to other schools, and like it's also easier to play, and also way more understandable to get past the rules without getting a strike.
All right, very good. Have you missed your teammates since school ended on March 13th?
Physical school, yes.
Do you enjoy our Zoom meetings when we all get to catch up?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite part of those?
Just the time when we have some hilarious jokes, when we have the time for like hilarious jokes or just all around being crazy and goofy.
Absolutely. And Thomas, you don't have social media, so do you email some of your friends?
Mainly when I need to.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
that help you stay in touch with them?
Not as much as Zoom. No, nowhere near as much as Zoom. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I rarely do that.
We usually have 13 or 14 people from our team on our Zoom meetings, right? So you get to see almost everyone.
Oh yeah, I could see everyone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is there anything else you want to say about your unified sports experience?
It's pretty well. I got this to say. It is a pretty fun experience. I like the game. I like the interaction, and I think overall it's a pretty fun thing to do, and it's actually pretty uplifting.
So you want to go back to school next year and be part of the team again?
Hopefully.
Yes, right. That's definitely what we want.
That's definitely what we want. Yes.
You're right. All right. Well, Thomas, I know that it was really frustrating for you to get on today, so I really appreciate that you stuck with it and were able to join us.
Oh yeah, it was tough.
I know.
It was tough.
You and me, we love technology, right, Thomas?
Oh yeah.
What do we say? It's that Taylor Swift song, right?
Technology, there are, man. They can't do it. Great!
All right, great, Thomas. Kristen, is that what you were hoping for from Thomas?
Very, very much so, Erica. More than I could have imagined. So thank you so much, Thomas. I do want to share as well. I know it was frustrating for you to get on, but it was great to connect with you so everyone can see your face and hear your story. And we've heard that Zoom meetings have been a great way for you to stay connected as a team. So we really appreciate all that you guys do together, and Erica helping to facilitate those calls is obviously beneficial for this team, keeping them tight-knit and together. Okay, so we'll get back on track here with Carolyn to talk a little bit about our volunteers. She's our last caller our last speaker today on the call. Carolyn, are you good to go?
I am good. Thank you. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Thanks for hanging tough with me. So yes, I just want to thank Kristen and Haley for including me today. My name is Carolyn Kushner, and I'm the manager of volunteer services for Special Olympics Pennsylvania. And the main thing, I'm going to keep it brief, I wanted to talk about this week, this call is next week is Volunteer Appreciation Week. It is the 20th to the 24th, and it is something that certainly means a lot to us here at the state office, all the staff and the board members. We really want to take the opportunity to say thank you to all the volunteers in Special Olympics, and that's from the management team members, games organizing committees, the coaches, assistant coaches, parents who help chaperone fans in the stands, all the different committees that help run fundraising events, and our community members who basically kind of hold Special Olympics up on their shoulders and keep our organization going in any way possible. So I just, I was very low tech. Actually, I guess it's probably going to come up backwards maybe, but this was my sign that I made. Thank you, volunteers. And I just want to talk about a few things that I've been seeing out there as someone who works as a volunteer coordinator, and myself, who I volunteer for a lot of different organizations, as I think many of us do, who volunteer for Special Olympics, tends to be a lot of the same people who are continuously active in their community. So I think, the common theme through today's call has certainly been virtual, and we're all living in a virtual world right now. Hopefully it won't last too much longer, but we want to just emphasize that there are lots of different ways that you could reach out to the volunteers that are important to your program or to your team, and to help let them know that you appreciate them. I know everybody's been working really hard and keeping in touch with everyone, but these are just some things that, maybe might be something that you can put out next week. And the main thing is keeping it personal, keeping it simple. Do not, make this an extra task as part of all the things we're trying to keep up with that are going on between work and taking care of our loved ones and staying involved and up to date with everything that's going on. I think certainly we've talked about social media, and social media could be really as simple as just putting up some words of inspiration or something directly to someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be through your program's personal Facebook page. It could be through your own Facebook page or your own Instagram. I think something interesting that I've been hearing about is using the feature on your phone called voice notes, where, maybe yourself or an athlete in your life could record a thank you to someone, and then it can be sent directly to them. The other opportunities are just making a short video that could be posted or sent via email to a coach, maybe from a athlete, talking about, what their medal or what an event or what practice means to them and how important they are to their life. I think there's a lot of opportunities, anything from handmade signs, hearts in your window, all kinds of ways, and literally, picking up the phone and making a phone call or putting a card in the mail. I think certainly if you have those kind of opportunities, would just really mean the world to someone next week. And certainly any time in the year, we certainly don't want to just reduce it down to 1 week. But those are just some of the things. And I think the one thing that I heard in reference to some Special Olympics offices, I had the opportunity to talk to some other state offices, was doing kind of a dedication to coaches from athletes, dedicating their medal to that person. And I just thought that was really just a sweet opportunity that doesn't have to be like super produced or thought about. It's just a nice message if that's an opportunity. But again, it can really come down to just a handwritten note. So finally, I want to wrap up by saying there's a lot of things out there on YouTube right now that are enjoyable to watch and kind of uplift us. There's a lot of bright spot moments that we are hearing in the news or, just through different things. And I've been watching a program called Good News with John Krasinski. He's an actor. And third episode was on this week. It's on YouTube, and it was about sports. And in particular, it was about baseball and how we're all missing it right now with opening day. And we know that all of our athletes are missing spring competition practices and things like that. But he finished his video by saying, even though we're missing the sports part, there's a whole heck of a lot of team going on right now. So I think that's the most relatable part to all of this, is that even though we don't get the opportunity to be at practices and volunteers aren't maybe doing that thing that fulfills them or gives them really the sense of why they're involved with Special Olympics, we're still able to have this opportunity to connect, to say thank you, to regroup a little bit, and then really feel inspired to move forward when it's time to do that. So again, just want to say thank you on behalf of all the staff. And, please let me know if you have any questions or you'd like to talk through anything. You can email me or, give me a call, and I'd be more than glad to help any programs or volunteers or athletes come up with something that, you personally could do next week. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for that, sharing that information and giving us some ideas of how to thank our volunteers. Again, from all of us here at the staff, we all thank you guys so much. So we're going to wrap up our call and finish with some final remarks from Matt Aaron, again, our president and CEO, and have him finish our call, and then we will talk about any questions or follow-up.
All right, can you all hear me now?
Yes, perfect, Matt.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us through this call. Thanks again to Kristen and Haley for organizing. Carolyn, thank you for your comments about volunteers. And let me just echo that. Thank you to everyone on this call who is a Special Olympics Pennsylvania volunteer. Those of you who are on the line with us today, you are some of our best or most dedicated volunteers on our management team. So thank you for what you do each and every day. I had the opportunity during the call to look at who's dialed in on the participant list, and I see that we have folks from around the state with us today, which is great. But I also noticed that we have quite a few athletes on the call with us today. I assume most of you are athlete representatives, so thank you for being athlete leaders. I want to, in particular, encourage all of you to take advantage of the Beaver Stadium Run. If you're not already signed up, please get signed up. Craig posted his email address in the chat window, and Haley, you'll have to scroll back through it, but Haley earlier in the call posted the link to where you can sign up. And I know Craig mentioned that athletes sign up for free, but I wanted to plug it one last time with something that I think Craig didn't mention, which is the first 350 athletes who register also get a free Beaver Stadium Run t-shirt. So even though we're doing the event virtually, we are going to mail the shirts out to everyone who participates, and the first 350 athletes that sign up not only participate for free, but we're going to send them a free t-shirt. So what could be better than the Beaver Stadium Run and free stuff? So please, everybody, help us spread the word, and please make sure we get to 350 athletes. We've been dealt a lot of lemons recently, and we're trying to make lemonade. And one of the ways we're making lemonade is we've always provided an opportunity for athletes to participate in the Beaver Stadium Run, but there's in almost every year been a conflict with the Central Spring Sectional, so it's made it very difficult previously for athletes to participate. Well, no excuses this year. Everybody can join it, so please take advantage of that. And just let me finish the call today by thanking Sue and Meg. You guys were great. That was inspiring. I hope everybody else enjoyed it and hearing your story as much as I did. Erica, Alyssa, Thomas, thank you as well. Your story was great. Thomas, I love seeing your state champions t-shirt. So thank you for hanging in there and keeping on trying until you got onto the Zoom call. It was great that you could join us. So thank you to everybody for joining us. Appreciate you being part of our inaugural call. And please share your ideas and feedback with us about what you'd like to see on upcoming calls. Thanks very much, everybody.
Great. Thank you, Matt. So we wanted to share with all of you that if you have any follow-up questions from the call today, or want to hear more about any of the stories that we shared, there is a specific email account that you can use. It's on your screens right now if you're looking at the webinar. So it's SOPA News, SOPANEWS, at specialolympicspa.org. If you're not able to use that account, you can always follow up with any Special Olympics staff member, your field directors, but feel free to reach out. We are going to stay on the call a couple minutes here. We'll end the call, but if you have any questions on the chat box, feel free to still type in there if you have any questions today. We'll stay on for a couple minutes after the call, but we wanted to also thank all of you again for joining our call today. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today and join us on this call. We will be sending out information for our next call, which is going to be in 2 weeks on Tuesday, April 28th, again at 1 o'clock. And we will send a reminder out with a list of the speakers that we will feature on that call. So again, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you learned something valuable today. I sure did, and it definitely was inspired by some of the stories we heard. Please stay healthy, stay safe, and we will connect with you in 2 weeks. Thank you again.